Spartacus, a name that reverberates through the annals of history, is often remembered as a brutal leader who defied the mighty Roman Empire. Born in the crucible of Thracian soil, his early years were enshrouded in obscurity, but it was the cruelty of Roman slavery that would forge him into a formidable and ruthless leader. Spartacus's origins, like many figures from ancient history, remain cloaked in the mists of time. Born in approximately 109 BC in Thrace, a region that encompasses parts of modern-day Bulgaria, Greece, and Turkey, he hailed from a land known for producing hardy and fiercely independent people. Little is known of his family or the circumstances of his birth, but his Thracian heritage would play a significant role in shaping his character. Thrace, a region nestled between the Greek and Roman spheres of influence, was marked by its tumultuous history. The Thracian people were renowned for their warrior spirit, and young Spartacus would grow up surrounded by legends of fierce resistance against foreign invaders. However, these tales of valor would take on a new significance as Spartacus found himself thrust into the heart of the Roman Republic. Spartacus's life took a fateful turn when he was captured by Roman slave hunters. The circumstances of his capture remain a mystery, but he soon found himself at the mercy of the Roman slave trade. Sold into the brutal world of the gladiatorial games, Spartacus became property of a Roman ludus, a training school for gladiators. The training in these ludii was notoriously harsh, and Spartacus was no exception. He endured grueling physical exercises, combat drills, and the relentless discipline imposed by his trainers. It was here that he began to develop the physical prowess and combat skills that would later distinguish him as a formidable warrior. Spartacus faced the constant specter of death in the arena. The life of a gladiator was one of brutality, where combatants fought for their lives and the entertainment of the Roman elite. Spartacus proved himself a capable and fierce fighter, earning respect and admiration from his fellow gladiators. Yet, beneath his battle-hardened exterior, a deep-seated resentment toward his Roman oppressors festered. The arena was both a place of despair and an awakening for Spartacus. He witnessed the stark contrast between the opulence of the spectators and the suffering of the gladiators. He saw the callousness with which human life was treated, and it fueled his growing desire for freedom. Spartacus's life would change forever during a fateful gladiatorial contest in 73 BC. Alongside a small band of fellow gladiators, he seized an opportunity to break free from their captors. Armed with little more than improvised weapons and sheer determination, they overpowered their guards and made their daring escape from the ludus. The taste of freedom was intoxicating, and they vowed never to be enslaved again. This daring escape marked the beginning of Spartacus's transformation into a brutal leader. It was a defining moment that set him on a collision course with the Roman Republic. With his newfound freedom, Spartacus was determined to not only seek vengeance against those who had enslaved him, but to liberate others who suffered under the yoke of Roman oppression. Spartacus's emergence as a leader was swift and unapologetic. He began to gather disenchanted slaves, the downtrodden and the desperate, into a ragtag army of rebels. His leadership style was characterized by its unyielding brutality. Disobedience was met with savage punishment, and traitors were executed with ruthless efficiency. Under his command, this disparate group of fugitives transformed into a disciplined, battle-hardened force. Spartacus understood that to challenge the might of Rome, he needed not only the loyalty of his followers, but their unwavering fear. His iron-fisted rule was both a reflection of his own brutal experiences and a calculated strategy to maintain control over a diverse and often fractious group of rebels. Spartacus's rebellion was marked by its relentless and brutal tactics. His army roamed the countryside, liberating slaves, amassing supplies, and striking terror into the hearts of those who dared to oppose them. Farms and towns became targets of their raids, and the lands they traversed bore the scars of their fury. Guerrilla warfare became their modus operandi, and they used the rugged terrain of Italy to their advantage. They struck swiftly and disappeared into the wilderness, leaving Roman authorities in a state of constant unease. The Roman Republic, unaccustomed to such audacious resistance, struggled to contain the rebellion. Spartacus's rebellion began to gather momentum, swelling in numbers and power. They defeated the Roman legions sent to crush them, leaving a trail of Roman corpses in their wake. The victories of this ragtag army against the disciplined might of Rome became the stuff of legends. Yet, even as they seemed unstoppable, the cracks in the rebel alliance began to show. Some of Spartacus's own followers grew disillusioned with his unrelenting cruelty. They questioned whether their freedom was worth the price exacted by their brutal leader. Internal divisions threatened to tear the rebellion apart. The Roman Senate, alarmed by the audacity of this former gladiator, took the threat posed by Spartacus's rebellion seriously. They marshaled their legions, dispatched experienced commanders, and vowed to crush the insurrection with the full might of Rome. Spartacus's rebellion had become a symbol of defiance against Roman authority, and it was met with an uncompromising response. The Roman Republic, with its vast resources and highly disciplined legions, launched a concerted campaign to bring Spartacus and his followers to heel. It was a clash of two worlds, the organized, formidable force of Rome against the ragtag, fiercely determined army of rebels. The climax of Spartacus's rebellion came in a pivotal battle against the Roman legions. Spartacus himself fought with unmatched valor, leading his army into the heart of the conflict. The battle was fierce and brutal, with both sides displaying unmatched determination. It was a struggle that would determine the fate of the rebellion. In the end, despite their heroic efforts, Spartacus and his followers were overwhelmed by the sheer numbers and discipline of the Roman legions. Spartacus fell in battle, and his rebellion was extinguished. The dream of freedom that had burned so fiercely within him was not to be realized. Spartacus, the Thracian gladiator turned brutal leader, left behind a legacy of bloodshed and rebellion. His name would forever be associated with a desperate struggle against oppression, a testament to the lengths to which one man could go in the pursuit of freedom, even if it meant becoming as ruthless as the very oppressors he sought to overthrow. In the wake of Spartacus's defeat, the Roman Republic unleashed a wave of brutal reprisals against those who had supported the rebellion. Thousands were crucified along the Appian Way, a gruesome reminder of the consequences of defiance. Yet, the memory of Spartacus and his rebellion would endure, inspiring later generations to resist tyranny and fight for their own freedom. Spartacus, the leader who emerged from the shadows of obscurity, defied the Roman Empire and left an indelible mark on history. His journey from a Thracian warrior to a gladiator and to a rebel leader was a testament to the human spirit's capacity for resilience and determination. Spartacus's brutal methods and unwavering pursuit of freedom serve as a stark reminder of the complex and often ruthless nature of leadership in the face of oppression. In the end, Spartacus's rebellion may have been crushed, but his legacy endured. His story continues to captivate and inspire, a symbol of the enduring struggle for freedom against overwhelming odds. Spartacus, formidable gladiator turned rebel leader, remains a prominent and enigmatic presence in Roman history, a testament to the indomitable will of those who, even in the direst circumstances, dare to challenge the status quo and champion the cause of